Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. Welcome to Kitchen Table Topics with my fantastic guests, Colleen from the Cool CRONE and Cleo from Cleo the Seer. Hey,
Hi. How are you, Marina?
I am well. How are you?
Well, I'm very happy for Mercury retrograde to be over as of this morning. Thank you very much. I am just thrilled that it's done.
Yeah, this was one of those ones that yeah, you're absolutely right. It's like be gone. Be
Yeah,
gone.
Definitely.
yeah, it was a bad one.
It's been
Yeah.
rough. It's been really rough.
Yeah,
I finally just gave up. I thought, don't make plans, don't talk to anybody, don't do anything because it's just going to go haywire. And I'm glad that it's over. I guess today is the day that it's over, right?
yeah, it was
Yeah.
over for you at 9 o'clock this morning.
Well,
Yeah.
that explains a phone call I had that worked out perfectly. So I'm glad
Yeah.
that that's over.
Yeah, and what was I going to say? Oh well, go on. That I don't know.
Yeah, I'm very, very, very glad that it's over. Yeah, this usually the retrogrades don't really affect me that much, but this one, yeah, this one was tough. This one, yeah, was not very nice.
Well, and you had this one in between all the eclipses
Yes.
and the Jupiter Uranus conjunction, and we had new moons and full moons and all sorts of stuff going on that was just wicked. It was very, very difficult. I know what I was going to say is that I found that this Mercury retrograde, although most people say, don't make any appointments or whatever, I did like 150 different medical appointments during Mercury retrograde. It was great. I
Yeah.
didn't miss one appointment. I didn't have very many hiccups. There might have been like a 5-minute wait for each appointment. No, there was one appointment where they were running late and I did have to wait, but it was fine. I mean, it wasn't that big a deal. But it was great for that. I got all this stuff done during the retrograde period. So very happy.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, and my next blood work is I was supposed to go in April and I went, no, I don't think so. So I scheduled it for May the 2nd.
Probably why.
Like I don't want to take any chances, I'm one of those people.
What sign are you?
I'm a Libra.
Libra. Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of this stuff that was going on with this eclipses and even the Mercury retrograde was all in our opposite sign. So it would have been terrible for you. So smart. Yeah, it's smart of you. Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, no wonder I get along with you two so well. You're both Libra.
Yeah.
And for some reason, that just seems to work well with me.
Yep.
Perfect. And what are you?
Leo.
Oh, okay.
Cleo the Leo.
Cleo the Leo.
There you go.
Lovely. Perfect.
That's
Hey,
great.
I'm just going to say hello to some of the folks that are in here that have joined us. Thank you for spending part of your evening with us. Really appreciate it, and we'll get into things here shortly. So just want to say hello to Yvonne Yansky, who is here. Imelda is here. Let me see. Barbara Nesper, Karen Doyle, Christine Fryer. Hello, Christine. She's a member. Imelda is a member as well on one of your channels. Wonderful. Who else? We did Cleo the Seer. Who is that? So yeah, Steve Watts or Mickey. Hello, Mickey. Let me see. We have got Clarence Fields. Hello, Robin Blanc, Jen Bowles, Kelly Ramsey. So yeah, welcome everyone. So, and Kelly Ramsey says, "Hi, I'm Libra too." Yeah, we're kind of good people, We're
I'm pulling up the show on my channel.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Great.
Yeah. So there's lots of stuff excuse me to talk about. And here's something that apparently Colleen didn't know, and I don't know, maybe Cleo, you didn't know either, but apparently Melania Trump is she's flogging a necklace for Mother's Day.
I heard about this.
Yes, it is. It is not very pretty. I mean, really, honestly. And somebody in one of the chats said, that they had double checked on Temu, and that you could buy it on Temu for between 39 cents and $3.75. And yeah, she's selling it. She's selling it for $245.
Yeah, I thought it was something like that. And it's really, it's cheap costume jewelry. It's gold plated, supposedly silver. Gold plated though. I mean, just come on. It's either solid silver or solid gold. Yeah. For that price, it's
no, don't even go there. That is just way too much money.
Yeah, she acts like it's got something to do with Mother's Day, like a nice thing to get for everybody for Mother's Day.
Yeah. And it's got her signature on the back of it. And somebody pointed out that her signature looks like the Neiman Marcus logo. And it does very much. Like when you look at it, it does. Because she's got that chicken scratch just like Donald does.
Well, brother.
Yeah.
I was looking for a picture of it, but I can't find it. I see the article about it, but I don't see a picture. So.
I haven't seen a picture of it.
Oh, it is ugly. It almost looks, it looks like a 3-leaf clover, but like the 3 parts of it.
Oh, here I got it.
Almost looks like hearts, but it's ugly.
Here. You want me to show you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see it.
Okay.
Hi, Terry. Nice to see you here, Lisa Keller. Hi.
Okay, you have to let it in at the bottom.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go.
It's ugly.
$245 for that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I see. It's not a clover. It's hearts. 3 hearts together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's dumb. It says, her love, an exquisite jewel filled with immense gratitude. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'd be real grateful, like, if you would buy that necklace for me. Okay. All right.
You can take that down.
Take it off. There we go. Yeah. So, it reminded me that Ivana Trump, after she divorced Donald, she had a cosmetics and jewelry line that she had on that she had on QVC and TSC here in Canada, and somewhere on the European shopping channels and whatnot. Her jewelry wasn't exactly the best quality, but at least it was pretty. It was nice. It was something that you could say, oh, you know what, I can wear that. I could see, wearing that with a business suit. This, no, just no. But, and here's maybe we can just toss a few cards on that, because David and I on Taco Tuesdays, we were talking about this necklace, and wondering if, she's trying to get more money and, sock a few dollars away. And then we were talking about the fact that, is Donald Trump going to be able to come up with 175 million? And towards the end, David said, oh, I wonder if he used Melania's money to post that 175 million. And it was supposed to be just a short-term thing. And now he can't get the money back.
What happened to the guys that were supposedly backing up that bond or something? What was their story? I mean, there was questions about it.
Yes, there was, because apparently, yeah, they said that they could cover the 175 million. Turned out that no, if they had to, they could only cover like 118 million because yeah, their debts exceeded what they had on hand and so on. So I think that that's kind of where we might have gotten the impression that that's where because Trump had to post the cash, that it was meant to be, well, he's going to post the cash, the company's going to get accepted, and then he's going to get that cash back. And that's where he might have taken that money from Melania, maybe even Barron. But once the court said, no, you can't access this money, he couldn't replace it. So now what? So can we just toss a few cards and see, did he, in fact, take Melania's money without Melania knowing about it? And yeah. And you're right, Terry. Yes, Ivana did an amazing PR campaign for selling her stuff. Yeah, it was always quite the little production. But like I said, at least her stuff was pretty, not like this.
Oh, I love it. I got these cards. I can't remember who recommended them, but these are great cards. So, Donald likes to pretend that he's just the king of everything and then everything he owns is gold. And so this is the first card that I get. That's Bill Clinton there in the throne.
Nice.
Okay. So, but the next card that I got, the only one that came out this way, it's the Lovers, but it came out reversed. So wah wah. Oh, not a really good relationship there for the big D. And then we got the 10 of Wands. He is tap dancing as fast as he can to get that money, but it's just not working. And now the poor guy is sitting in court feeling like he's all alone. And that's Bernie Sanders, So if Donald used that time all alone to do something productive, he might be able to think of a way to get that money. And he's still thinking. I don't know who these guys are, but we got the 2 of Wands. So he is still, I think he's kind of convincing himself that it's going to be okay. I think he's kind of self-soothing, with all the gas passing and all of that. I gotta re-listen to Jimmy Kimmel because every show he's got at least 6 different new names for him. Like one of the ones that comes to my mind right now is Gaseous Clay.
Gaseous Clay.
So funny. But so this is this card, then the next one that came up was the Prince of Wands. This is good old Paul Ryan, but I think it's Trump beginning to lose confidence. He's gone from the king down to the prince. And then we have the 2 of Cups. This is probably his agreement with Mr. Hanky. But the final card is really a kicker. Yes, I think that he took Melania and Barron's money. And I think he's really screwed now. Because the final card is the Prince of Pentacles. And look whose face is on that card.
Oh, Don.
Donnie Jr.
Yeah. So, I think he really, and I think Melania knows it, and I think that she's PO'd, and I think that, she can't wait for Barron to get into college so she can move out. But like I said backstage, I think all along Melania has been dipping in and putting a little money aside because, she has seen over the years how things blow up around Donald. He's not to be trusted. He's not trustworthy. Even when he puts his name on something, even when he signs something, he's lying. She saw that just so clearly. How many bankruptcies has he had? Something like 9.
How
How
do you bankrupt a casino?
How do you? Oh, Gerald Stash is here. Hi, Gerald.
Hey, Gerald. Nice to see you.
Melania is, if anything, you know, savvy about money. You know, she knows that money is what she needs to make her and Baron be able to live a bearable life, you know. So,
Yeah. Well, I heard rumor that apparently Barron wants to go to university, like he wants to go to New York um, State University.
so
I think
upstate New
New York.
York.
Yeah.
They have a
So
whole system, the state universities of New York. It's the SUNY system, and they've got many campuses. They've got some that are sort of closer to the city, just up in Westchester County, and then they go all the way up the state. So that could be all the way up to almost the Canadian border.
yeah. So we'll see. I'm with you. I would have thought that he would have accepted something in Europe, because I think that's where she wants to go.
Yeah, maybe she can talk him into grad school over there or something like that. But
Could be.
Spirits Beyond the Stars is asking, does Trump have anything on Melania that he could use against her to get her in legal trouble?
No.
Just that Einstein visa. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. And who helped her get that?
Yeah, but she's been
Well,
married to him for so long, that's kind of moot, you know.
yeah.
Now she's really here, you know.
Well, he would only want to use something like that if she was threatening to divorce him right now. I think in the end, I mean, she probably will get a divorce, but he doesn't want it right now because he still has this vision of being president. And, the thing with the money, of course, if he needs the money, he's going to take it somewhere, and he's going to look around like, hey, I'm not losing all my businesses just because you don't want to let go of a few dollars.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
he is going to do everything he can with that. And I don't know, when you brought up that picture of Donnie Jr., I'm just like, what is that kid up to? He's, they've been kind of quiet lately, and they've all got money.
You
So,
would think that was one of my questions was, between Dawn, Eric, Ivanka, between their spouses and their in-laws, they're supposed to be very wealthy people. Between the 3 or 4 of them, they can't come up with 175 million. Something's wrong.
well, it might be tough for them to come up with 175 million in cash, but it sounds like Donald does have some part of that money. But you would think that maybe they could help out there. But then again, I think they all know that if they put their money in there, they're never going to get it back.
Exactly.
Right. That's right. I'm looking for a deck that I want to use.
Yeah. You know what? I think that he did. I think that he did take her money. And okay, bear me out on this one. I start off with the Hierophant. And this I see as Donald believing, I'm everything. In your world, I am everything. I'm your husband, I'm your banker, I'm your absolutely everything. I hold all the power. What's mine is mine, what's yours is mine.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, he doesn't really see that there's anything wrong with just going in and taking something that really honestly doesn't belong to him. I think that, with the devil, I think she found out. She wasn't supposed to find out, but she found out. And yeah, she's more than just a little pissed. I think that she is, she's doing a little bit of self-reflection and trying to figure out ways to get her hands on that money or to get that money back. Wow.
And what you said, Marina, about what is his and what is hers is his. That's exactly the way he thinks that way about everything. He thinks that way about those documents that are sitting down in Mar-a-Lago. I mean, it's perfect that would be the thought process that he has, and he would just go ahead and take it. So I agree with you guys as far as his wife has probably tucked some money away somewhere. But I got a feeling that even if she did, it would be tough to do it behind his back. And that could be another area that he's like, what about that little stash you have over here in Cancun? You know, let's let's take that back. I need that money.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she would have with her family connections, and let's not forget that this woman comes from a family that was very much involved with communism and so on. So I'm sure that her parents had ways that she could siphon money to them, and they could make sure that it was out of the country and whatnot. So yeah, she's not going to be destitute. That's for darn sure.
And don't forget that she has been involved with her own set of lawyers pre even marriage to Donald.
Yes.
She has renegotiated her prenup / postnup, I think like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
And she's probably learned a lot from the attorneys, and I'm sure she's been squirreling away some money under different names and whatnot. She may even have a cash box at her parents' home because, you know, she knows that that's her survival. And I think even though I believe she's actually Donald's keeper, his minder from Mr. Putin, you know, she's probably taken any money that she's gotten from Putin and also socked that away. So I think she has her own money, but I think that people who have that mindset that, you know, this has to be a secret, or I don't have enough, very often it's never enough money, no matter how much they have squirreled away. She could have $5, $6, $50 million squirreled away, and for her it would still feel frightening to have to be out on her own because she doesn't have a true income coming in from anything. So that's a finite little ball of cash that she has to make do with. So I see her. Well, I threw some cards on it. I see her working very hard to maintain that little cache of cash because that's all she's got. But she also has a tower moment coming. So she has a moment coming where, you know, all hell's going to break loose. And Mr. you know, orange one is at the middle of it. She's also got the devil because she's involved with him. I think there might be some legal things coming up for her, possibly. It's a stretch, but I'm going to say it. And she's going to wiggle out of them. She's going to make the most of this situation, and somehow she's going to wiggle out of it. She's going to point it all back at Donnie, and I think she is going to walk away with a big wad of cash. I think she's going to be able to do it because, you know, Barron, the money for Barron, a lot of that I think has been tied up in some kind of like a trust or something like that, so they can't get their hands on it. So that will pay for his school and keeping him, but she needs to be kept too. And I'm sorry, but Walt Nauta is not going to be able to keep her. Although Walt Nauta is a millionaire. Did you know that?
Apparently he's worth like $35 million.
$45 million. He is
45.
Yes, because Mr. Trump advised him on some investments, or somebody advised him, and he invested in a few things, not in Truth Social. And he also is pulling down a salary, not only from Mr. Trump, but also a salary, not just a payment, but a salary from one of his PACs.
Okay, then.
I don't know what kind of position he's doing for them, but when I found that out,
and he'd also have his military pension. That I mean, it's not a lot by comparison, but
right, that's right. So Mr. Nauta is not a babe in the woods. I mean, it's my cat. He's got means. He could pay for his own damn lawyer. I don't know why he's going with Trump's lawyer, unless he's just drunk the Kool-Aid and really thinks Trump is gonna be elected. I'm gonna go take her outside.
All righty.
Well,
So,
somebody asked on here, I know this is a little bit away from the topic that we were just on, but I have heard about this and I just don't know what I believe. And it says, what is Melania going to think about the housekeeper who gave birth to Trump's child? Now, this keeps coming up, especially during this trial of all the different things he did. Did indeed, do you guys think that he did do that? That there is a love child out there from being fathered by Donald Trump?
honestly, I think there's probably a 4 or 5, maybe as many as 10. I think there are many. I think they were all paid off properly and they've been accounted for and they've been paid for. And I think the thing with the doorman, I don't know, I've heard different things like it's false, it's just a false story. And
Yeah.
then but it keeps coming back. So I'm going to do my pendulum.
Yeah, and the doorman is such a big player in this particular scandal.
But I heard that, and this is, part of the Trump trial right now, is that when the Inquirer looked into it, that a lot of the stuff that the doorman was saying, they could not verify. That's why his payout was only about $30,000, not nearly what Karen McDougal and Stormy got, because their information could be verified. His couldn't.
Right.
Now, maybe that's true. You don't know, because the only thing that all these people have in common is they lie.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And remember what David Pecker on the stand said, that 30 grand was kind of their normal payment to somebody that had a salacious story involving Trump that they wanted to kill. So I think that's why that particular amount was paid to him. But I just, with the pendulum just now, it's not determined. The pendulum is just going in a circle, which is my answer for I don't know, or you don't need to know.
What question were you asking the pendulum?
Is there a love child connected to some maid that this doorman is the doorman's story, right?
And I keep coming up just, with my own little mediumship here. The same thing. It's just really questionable. It could very easily have happened. It could very easily not have happened. It could have been paid off. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't.
I just think there's other love childs that were taken care of in the normal mafioso way, which is to set up the mother in a house in some nice neighborhood somewhere, so she has respectability in the neighborhood, pay for everything, pay for the house, pay all the bills, give her clothing money and food money and everything, pay for the kid's clothing and school and all of that stuff, and send them off to college, and then you're done. That encompasses about 25 years worth of payments. And I'm sure with what he was doing 30 years ago, he's probably got a trove of little Donalds that he's given birth,
And so all of those women would be told, if you say one word, the money stops.
Or in those days when he was, Studio 54ing his way around New York, he just let it naturally die. He just let the relationship naturally die, but he kept paying for the kid. That's what I lived in Brooklyn for 20 years. This is a normal household setup in Brooklyn. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of women who had some kind of fling or an actual relationship with a married man, and they get set up in a house and they raise their kids and everything's paid for. I've also met women who have a second family, and the man is actually supporting multiple families, and the woman who's the second or third or fourth mistress knows all about all the other ones. And it's just
wow.
So I mean, that's we're on here around New York, that is not that unusual.
Totally. Well, just a quick hello to all the new people that came in. Thank you for being here. There's 111 people in here right now.
Hi, everybody.
Just a second. This is interesting. Spirits Beyond the Stars says Donald Trump's lawyer believed that he shouldn't be charged with anything because he wasn't caught until after he was no longer the president.
What? I love that. What? That's exactly what went through my mind. What the hell?
So yeah, you can't charge me with robbing that bank because I got away from the bank. I wasn't anywhere near the bank when you caught me.
Hey, Spirit Beyond the Stars, can you put in the chat, was that said in court today with the Supreme Court? Is that where you got that? Because I heard them commenting on something very similar to that and really just saying, no, that's not, we're not, no, that doesn't matter.
We're not going there.
Yeah. Hold on. I heard Amy Comey Barrett was arguing and asking Trump's lawyer questions about his immunity claim, and she did not sound like she was buying any of the stuff that he was saying. Ketanji Brown Jackson, same thing. She was like, he kept trying to talk around her, and she kept saying, no, let me rephrase that. Okay, let me put it to you this way. Like, sooner or later, quoting me, this case versus that case that happened here, it doesn't bear on what's happening here. And I think, I can't remember if it was her or Amy who said, so really, is it your position that the president can do anything that he wants and never be held accountable? Well, no, we have measures in place. Really? Like what? Now you're saying, it's all double talk.
Yeah, she brought up so many good points, and he is really fighting to get rid of that idea. I think he really wants to say, oh no, the Trump has immunity about everything. And I mean, if they actually come back with something like that, everybody is, including Biden, will be, wait a minute.
No, they won't. But I have to admire the guy. I mean, he is pulling out all the stops from his legal toolkit. I mean, he's sticking to his guns, and he's very clear. He's not getting angry. He's not whining. I mean, his voice is all messed up, but still,
yes,
everything there. But here's the thing: the thing I loved about Ketanji Brown Jackson is at one point she said, "So if we did what you're saying, then the White House would just become a hub of criminal activity."
Yeah.
And we would just be sanctioning criminal activity from the top of the government down. I don't see how that wouldn't, run into many problems.
Yeah.
And then I think Sonia Sotomayor kind of phrased it in a different way when she was speaking and said pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
So I don't think that they're going to agree with him. I feel they're going to give him a sliver of something. They're gonna say that his arguments were interesting and creative or something, but they're not going to agree with him. And
I think they're going to go along with that. He did have a certain amount of immunity, and when you first hear them explain all this, it'll sound like that he's getting away with something. But they're going to say that the crimes that they're discussing now, no, that does not fit into the presidential immunity.
Yes.
His presidential duties. It will not be a part of it. Yeah.
Duty.
Right? Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That way they give everybody a little bit of something, and it just ensures that, the possibility of him going to trial or Jack Smith taking him to trial before the election is,
They have screwed over Jack Smith which way till Tuesday. But the thing is, they're doing this oral arguments now, but when will the decision come down? It could be June before they do their decision.
Or longer.
Yeah, or lot. Well, yes, because we've got the decision, we've got, if there's any dissenting opinions, and I'm willing to bet you that Clarence Thomas is going to be a dissenting opinion who's going to find a way to argue that no, in this case, yeah, presidents have immunity, and yeah, I don't see this as being a 9-0 decision. I think that there's going to be a couple of them who are going to dissent and say no. But ultimately, whether he is held to account before the election or after the election, he is going to be held to account. There is the information that is coming out now, and that is going to come out in this in the New York trial. A lot of people are seriously going to shake their heads and say, "Oh my God, I did not know that."
Yeah.
I
think too that what I'm getting from my guides is that it's beginning to dawn on them, especially Roberts, that they really stepped in it, that they really messed up. They really should have taken Jack Smith up on his initial request. And now they've bought more time for Trump. And it just looks so obvious that they are rooting for Trump. And I think Roberts doesn't want any part of that. He does not want that to be the look. And I think he's going to work really hard to get a contingency that will step up. So I think they may give us a decision earlier than June. I think they may give us a decision maybe in May, because he's embarrassed. I think the other moderate and progressives on the court are also embarrassed. They're disappointed that the whole thing was handled the way it was. Nobody wants to side with Thomas. Even when you listened, even Alito, Alito, he was not necessarily going the route that Thomas was. And at least even Thomas was saying, where is your case law? If you give me the case law, I can go with you. That's what he was saying to the guy. And unfortunately, Trump's lawyer didn't have any case law. But I see that they are going to come out with a decision pretty quickly. And it's really going to hem Trump in. It's not going to help him at all.
Well, I hope that you're right, because you're absolutely correct that the way the court is being viewed now, those judges on the Supreme Court are looking like total fools.
They're just
so obvious of what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it totally degrades the Supreme Court. So I hope that you are right, that they will get it together and do the right thing. And yes, they can give a little bit to Trump and claim, yes, when he was president, there's certain things that he could do, that he does have immunity, but not collectively getting people together to riot and overturn the government and not let Biden be president. That's not part of his job.
No.
So, and I feel, Jack Smith, they're just really, they might as well just tie him to the back of a truck and go 60 miles an hour down the road. I mean, they're really giving him a hard time.
Well, and here's the other thing. Not only is it not a part of his job, but it's a dereliction of duty. He has a duty to warn people of danger. He has a duty to protect the American people. He has a duty to use the armed forces, military, Coast Guard, Army, Navy, all of them. He has a duty to use them to safeguard our country in an extreme emergency, not to turn them on civilians. But he did have access to the National Guard, and he didn't call them. He did have access to several different police forces, and he didn't call them. That's a dereliction of duty. And they might, that's not the issue before them, but they might mention that in the decision, because that bolsters their decision if they're going against what Trump's lawyer is saying.
Yes.
That would bolster, even though it's not the exact part of law that they're deciding and questioning, it still gives support there. And that would give more support for other people who want to sue Trump in the J6 arena.
Absolutely.
Well, and that's becoming a big issue too, of people that want to sue. And yeah, whatever the Supreme Court comes up with could make or break everything with that.
Yeah, Eric Swalwell has a big case against him, and he's watching this like a hawk, because if there's immunity there, his case is tossed out. But if there isn't, his case goes forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, while we're on the topic of the Supreme Court, let me consult here. There was something about the, I think it was Arizona?
Yeah, Arizona.
Arizona, yeah.
Rudy.
Arizona House votes to overturn 1864 abortion ban.
Oh, yes. They did.
Yeah, that too.
That was
apparently that would have, the Arizona Supreme Court said that the state must adhere to it. But I think that, has this been heard by the Supreme Court, or is it going to the Supreme Court? Or no, it was just the House that voted to overturn it.
The House voted to overturn it. Let me see.
Yeah, so going back to the 15-week restriction, and apparently it was something put forward by the Democrats, but it did get some Republican support.
Well, the whole thing was it didn't have anything. When it came to incest and rape and that kind of stuff, it didn't even go into that. As there was no safeguards there. Plus, they wanted to immediately put doctors in prison. So yeah, that was the stupidest thing, and they are getting rid of that.
Yeah, so it passed their House of Representatives in Arizona. It's moving to the Senate, and it's expected to be repealed because even though their Supreme Court in Arizona upheld the ban. So
yes,
I don't know what the Supreme Court was thinking, because it hadn't even been reenacted into law. So, but anyway, they don't think that it's going to pass. Oh God,
yeah, good.
What
one of the things that as I was reading this article, and honestly, if I had pearls, I'd be clutching them, because I couldn't believe this. It was State Representative Rachel Jones, a Republican, said, "Life is one of the tenets of our Republican platform. To see people go back on that value is egregious to me." And what really got me is, life is one of the tenets. Yes, you do. You believe in all life is sacred. Why don't you take care of the ones that are already here, that have already been born?
That's
Why
right.
not start there? Don't tell me what you stand for. Show me what you stand for.
Let's get a little universal daycare, universal health care. Let's get some WIC action happening. Longer maternity leaves. Let's support women getting, better education so that they can get a higher paying job, and raise these kids. There's just so much that they don't do, and they just punish the women for getting pregnant. It's like,
yes. Yeah. And I can't remember what state it was in. But again, and that just came out within the last day or two, about childcare workers are not entitled to lunch hour.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? What? I think that was Florida. I want to say Florida.
I'm not sure.
Okay. I'll Google, because I think it was Florida.
Yes. Hey, Michelle. Yeah, or Louisiana. Christine Fryer thinks it was Louisiana.
Okay, let's see.
I cannot conceive. How do you? So does that mean that then no one can be employed full time in the childcare industry? Because, who's going to work 8 hours And this is, not childcare, but child workers. Garden Genie says child workers.
Well, that's something that comes out of Florida. Florida wants to let little kids go to work. So
What? Are you kidding me?
I thought that was only in Arkansas where Sarah Huckabee was governor.
Kids
no,
under 16, child workers are not. Oh, that's even worse. What? It's not child care. It's child workers under 18 years. Oh my God,
well,
that's even
about 13, 14, 15 years old.
Well, I mean, do they have kids working through lunch, working a long shift like that? Are they not in school?
well, not if they're working. Apparently, they're not, because they're talking about lunch hour.
And as I'm Googling this to try to find this out, I don't even want to tell you how many states come up saying, nope, can't, nope, can't, nope, can't. And I'm looking at daycare workers.
Oh,
Oh my God. Ugh. Oh, okay. That's too depressing. That's just too depressing. I'm just, we need, now I know what I'm going to do my next revealing the future show about.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe Eliza says, yeah, so all the kids in McDonald's will have no breaks.
Yeah.
It's just
that
craziness, total craziness. Before we get too far off of Arizona, wasn't there something about Rudy Giuliani and Mark somebody. You know who I'm talking about, Colleen?
Wait, say again. I'm sorry. I was writing.
Rudy and Mark somebody down in Arizona that they've been indicted for election something or other.
Yes, you mean my friend Mark Meadows.
Mark Meadows, yeah.
Mark Meadows. Yeah, Epstein, Giuliani. In Arizona, the United States, the people elected Joseph Biden as a president, unwilling to accept this fact. Defendants and unindicted conspirators, scheme to prevent the lawful blah, blah, blah. So yes, they have been indicted.
Rudy is taking on so much. I'm really getting concerned for him. I mean, we already know he's probably alcoholic and he doesn't have any money, and Trump wouldn't pay him anything now. And now this, it's just one thing after another that keeps coming up. So I'm thinking, God, I hope he doesn't harm himself, because he is taking on a lot.
Totally.
How is he going to afford to fly to Arizona to be present for the trial when it comes? He's going to have
maybe he's got a couple of frequent flyer miles left over from all those trips he made to
Ukraine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? I think you might have a good point there, Foxy Roxy, who said, I suggest all those representatives who voted for no breaks for kid workers, that they should not get any breaks for lunch either. Yeah.
Jeez.
I got to step away for a moment. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah. And Michelle said, 30 states have introduced or passed bills to weaken child labor protection since 2021. You know, that is just so wrong on so many levels. In terms of these guys in Arizona being indicted, who was it now? Eastman's attorney, Charles Burnham, told CNN in a statement that his client is innocent of any criminal conduct. The phenomena of partisan lawfare grows more troubling by the day. Professor Eastman is innocent of criminal conduct in Arizona or any other place and will fight these charges as he has all the other unjust accusations leveled against him. So there. I just,
it's incredible. I mean, I thought sometimes our tarot readings were funny, but I think the reality of these guys is hilarious. I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So can we take a quick look at Joe Biden signing that $95 billion
yes.
aid package?
I was very happy about that one.
What,
Yes.
signing with the student loan thing?
No, the bill for Ukraine, Taiwan.
Oh, that one. Yeah. What do we want to know about it?
Yeah. Is this going to make, and I believe that it will make, a significant difference in Ukraine? Is it going to be enough? Because sometimes to me it feels like it's a day late and a dollar short, especially the day late. Is Ukraine going to be able to benefit?
Yeah, right. Because it's such a setback that they needed this money.
Yes,
quite a while ago. And the Republicans just totally screwed the whole thing up. So I think it's going to help, but I think that they're very happy to get it and all the support and help and the ammunition and the airplanes and everything, but they're so far set back.
No, it's going to be great.
You think so?
Oh my God, I got great cards for this. Really?
Good.
Well, then I would shut up.
Well, as I was shuffling, I was thinking, I know that Biden has been doing things for the last 2 years behind the scenes to make sure that Ukraine was getting what they need, to the point of having them come here to train on the jets they were going to get.
Yes.
All the way to using other European countries to kind of stage the delivery of certain military equipment and weapons and stuff so that it wouldn't draw attention to Russia, so that they would know all the things that were going on. But it's late, but it is going to turn the tide for them. There are some things that Biden is still doing that's behind the scenes. And he's just going on instinct. He's like, I know this is the right thing to do. And the stuff that's out in the public is just going to really garner a lot of support and enthusiasm for Ukraine, which in our world is a good thing, because the more support that we give Ukraine publicly, the easier it will be for us to continue to support them financially and militarily. And they are going to make some moves on their own, because you know how brilliant Zelensky is. He's going to be making some moves on his own that are just really, really, really smart. And he's been working with Biden and with Blinken to learn even more stuff. He's strategizing. Biden and Zelensky are strategizing. They're looking at, how do we wind this down? How do we make this end, this particular war? And what they come up with, they got the Ace of Cups. They both just love what they come up with. So this whole thing may be in an arc of like the next 12 months or something, but this money is really going to be useful. And I think, it's probably a combination of money and weapons and ammunition. I'm sure they're out of ammunition and just whatever they need. It's just going to help a lot.
But what I was saying was that all the waiting time, all that period in between time, they took some heavy losses.
Yes.
They got a little discouraged themselves. It's been frantic a little bit in the Ukraine. But yes, the money, obviously, I mean, that's a lot of money, and it's going to make a big difference.
Yeah.
I don't think you think that 12, did that come to you as 12 months as an actual time basis of what you're seeing, or
Yeah, I'm seeing that there's an arc to the rest of this war.
Yeah.
I mean, Putin is in ill health. I don't think he's going to last 12 months. I think the change in regime in Russia is going to be a big game changer to this war in Ukraine because it's just a loser for Russia. It does not gain them anything. And I think that Zelensky and Biden have been working on a lot of strategies. I don't think Biden is sitting down with Zelensky and making actual war strategies. I think he's just feeding
Yeah.
him ideas. But I think he's giving him access to anybody that does want to talk about war strategies to talk to Zelensky. And also, wasn't it during these last 6 months that Ukraine somehow did some sort of bombing or strafing of Russia, that they actually turned around and attacked them?
They did.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yes.
they are using their wiles, and all the while that we were not giving them money, Biden was working behind the scenes to get other countries. I know 3 separate
Yes.
times Biden made sure that billions and billions of dollars were going to them. Japan, Germany, can't remember the other countries, but about 5 different countries gave
Yeah.
huge amounts to Ukraine. So it's not like they haven't had anything, but they did suffer a lot of losses in these last 6 months. That's very, very true. I don't want to whitewash it and make it sound all rosy. I don't believe that, but I do believe that um Zelensky's really smart, and he and Biden have some kind of connection that is just, I don't know. It's not a father son thing. It's a mutual respect. They just really
Yes.
get each other. And Zelensky is destined to be this great leader who is victorious over against all odds, basically.
Yes.
I mean, he is a person who is destined to be renowned and revered around the world for what he's doing.
I think he already is at that
Yes. Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
He's very, he's very well thought of, I think, in Ukraine, and the people are definitely for him and behind him, and so on. I do agree with you that Biden has been helping. It just he doesn't need to announce everything that he's doing. But in the last 6 months, Ukraine has destroyed a good number of Russian warships
Yeah.
Well, that's
that
right.
just seem to explode. It's like, I think I read there's a third of a third of Russia's naval ships are gone, and the majority of them were in the Black Sea, which now makes it easier to get other ships in there when it comes to delivering supplies, food, whatnot, because you don't have the Russian the Russian ships aren't kind of running interference anymore.
And was it also in the last 6 months that Zelensky had to get rid of some very high up people, some cabinet members?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, this has been an extraordinary period for Zelensky in many ways. I mean, what a blow to him to find that
Yes.
he basically had moles in his organization when
Exactly.
that his whole country has been rallying behind him with, these words of inspiration. We will not back down. We won't. I can't remember how they put it, but I
Yeah.
remember from the very beginning of the war, they were just determined not to give up. And I don't think they will. I don't think they will give up.
No, no, the majority of them won't, because they're, what, while some people perceive that, well, um, they don't understand what the war is about. And it's not about land. It's about history. It's about tradition. It's about um, oppression in a lot of ways. It's about, yeah, the, the regular kid in the schoolyard and the bully. And it's like, I've paid the bully my lunch money enough times. Like, I'm saying no. I'm ready to hit the bully in the nose. So um, I think the Ukrainians they they're a very proud people with a long, long history.
Yeah.
And they rely on that. And they have a lot of pride in that. So, you know, this isn't the first time that they have been attacked and they have risen from the ashes. This is just another one of those. They're saying, yeah, well, you know, sit back and watch what we do after all this is over, and we'll come back 10 times stronger.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
yeah, they will. I see great things for them in the future.
But you know,
absolutely.
with all the other war, the Israeli thing, the Gaza thing, all of that, it's just such an interference. It's hard to keep up. That's what I'm saying, basically. It's just hard to keep up about which thing is going which way. And I think Putin loved that. I think he loved it that there was, you know, a distraction
Dead.
over in Israel that, you know, they couldn't pay so much attention to him. So, yeah, we're just, well, I hope, Colleen, I just hope that you're right about what you're seeing with the cards and stuff. That this is the beginning of the end, because we finally gave them enough support to do what they have to do to get beyond all this, and you know, just pray for peace in Ukraine.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because you know what? The other countries that are around Ukraine, they can see what's happening. If Ukraine falls, that's going to be a good portion of Western Europe that falls right behind them.
Yeah.
So Ukraine is fighting. Yes. Yeah. So Ukraine is at the front lines, and the others behind them realize what's at stake. And yeah, today it's you, tomorrow it's going to be me. So that's why so many of the European countries are willing to support, to provide the weapons, to provide the money, to provide whatever is necessary. Because ultimately, and this is true for the US as well, do you want to send money or do you want to send your sons and daughters? What do you want?
Exactly. Well, and Putin has basically said that. You know, Russia has basically said that. Fine,
Yeah.
when we get these little bits of Ukraine, then we're going to Poland and we're going to these
Yes.
other areas. And so, yeah, it's just a horrible thing. And this is what we talked about when the Republicans first started saying, no, we're not going to give them any money, and let's talk about our border and let's take care of us first. I'm like, you idiots, you're idiots. We're talking about, you know, this is not just a border problem. This is something huge. And I just can't believe that they totally dropped the ball and then looked around like Biden was an asshole for even asking for this kind of funds. You know, what a bunch of idiots. So,
yeah. Well, we know that Biden is responsible for everything evil in the world. It's all his fault. He is the reason that Jimmy Hoffa is no longer walking the earth. You know, World War II would never have happened if it wasn't for Biden.
Biden is the reason Melania made that necklace. We all know that.
Absolutely. That's what I heard. So, yeah, just, and you know what? Just kind of to end things maybe on a little humorous note. So, apparently Mitch McConnell thinks that well, he threw Tucker Carlson under the bus because when it comes to the aid for Ukraine and all that kind of stuff, what was the delay? Well, according to Mitch McConnell, it was because, well, Tucker Carlson went over to Russia and he should not have done that. He shouldn't have, you know, praised Putin and all that good stuff. So I also briefly read, and I don't know how accurate the article was. Like I said, it was very brief, that apparently Fox News wants to now sue Tucker Carlson. I have to do a little more digging into it, but wow.
Isn't he still under contract with them?
Yes, he is. But I think that they I think maybe going to Russia was outside of his contract, or it was something. Anyway, so yeah, is Tucker Carlson is he going to survive this, or is this going to be his that Russia trip is going to be his last business trip?
Is he physically back in the USA now? Has that been confirmed?
That I don't know.
Okay.
That I don't know. But what do you think, Cleo? Is this
Well, the last time I talked about Tucker Carlson, I totally dismissed the guy. I just, and everybody was like, oh no, I mean, he did this and that. I'm like, who the hell is he? He's nobody. I mean, he's somebody who's been on TV and been controversial apparently. And I just have never really paid attention to him, especially. And when he went to Russia, I was like, why is he going to Russia? What kind of clout does he have? What kind of things can he add to anything? So I don't see anything. I love it that somebody wants to sue him, though. I mean, let's see how that goes. But I don't have, nothing's coming to me that says that he has any bit of respect, or that he is an important figure to be talking to a leader like Putin. I just don't get that he's just a nobody that just kind of fell into something. I don't know what he's trying to do. I haven't paid close attention to his story. I don't see anything big happening with him.
Okay. You know what? I think you're probably right. This was not he went over to Russia thinking that he's going to do something really, really good. And turns out that, in retrospect, he's kind of thinking that, well, maybe that wasn't such a good idea. It didn't go over quite as good as or quite as well as he thought it would, because what he's facing is really the truth of everything that's going on. He tried to spin his own story about, things are so great in Russia. Oh my God, look at these department stores. Look at all the things that they have and whatnot. He came under a lot of scrutiny, under a lot of judgment, and a lot of people saw that what he did was it wasn't information about Russia. It was at the behest, at the service of Russia. They paid him really to kind of put out the good story that, everybody in Russia is happy and rich. No, not so much. No, I think he is on his way out. He's one of those guys that, isn't going to be, he's not going to lose all his money or whatnot, but he does become irrelevant. Yeah.
Becomes, in my mind, he always has been. So that's forever.
He had the highest ratings of anybody on Fox News.
Yes.
And of all the cable news channels, Fox News has the highest ratings.
Well, Fox News makes their own polls. Fox News is the one that's telling you they're the greatest.
No, but viewership is measurable. And when you look at, I mean, YouTube actually has the most eyeballs of anything in the universe right now. Cable news is less than probably an eighth of that. And so regular TV is, just not even on the graph. But Fox News, of the cable channels, is the most watched.
Well, isn't Fox News the Inquirer of news?
Yes.
Broadcast?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
yes, it is.
Who the hell cares?
Yeah, well, whatever. Okay. So I throw for Tucker, and you had the Page of Pentacles, right, Marina?
Yeah.
I got the Page of Pentacles reversed, but look at this picture on here.
Ew.
Little boy,
Little boy.
all the plates
Yeah.
off the shelf and just throwing them around and making a big mess. That I think is typical of Tucker Carlson, but he gets the death card. So his stuff or whatever he's doing, like I just pulled up some articles about him. About a year ago, he started a streaming. Oh no, in December of 2023, he started a streaming service. I don't think that's gone anywhere. In
No.
March, he was on with Chris Cuomo somewhere in Florida. So he's back in the country. That makes me sleep better.
Yeah.
But there's not really. Oh, and here's an article from December 13th, 2023, the 2 days after he launches the streaming service, and it says Tucker Carlson is fading away. Okay. So yeah, his life has changed irreparably, but he also gets the moon in the center of the cards, in the center of the reading. So there is something going on behind the scenes that I don't think everybody, I mean, we just don't know what's going on with it. And he is upset. He is very disappointed in the turn that his life has taken. And the final card is the Seven of Wands. So he's trying to defend his own. He's trying to defend his name, but I don't think it's going to work. Now, when he did that Russia thing, I remember very distinctly the readings that we did on that. And my hunch was that eventually he would take one too many trips to Russia and not come back.
Oh,
I remember that.
that.
Russia is like that.
Yeah.
And so I think he needs to be real careful. I think, thinking that he's going to go relaunch himself in Europe or Russia is probably really a bad idea for him. So just saying, Tucker, if you're watching, I know you are, honey.
Yeah. Yeah. You're lurking.
By the way, somebody had said that Marina's accent was perfect. It was.
Yeah. Very good, Marina. I agree. It was really good.
Thank you. So there we go. Well, ladies, because I want you to come back and do this again, I'm not going to keep you forever. So
Okay.
we are at 1 hour, 11 minutes. And thank you so much for doing this with me. I really enjoy, more than anything else, just the banter and the exchange of ideas back and forth. I love that. It's nice to have these conversations.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm glad you put this together, because I agree with you 100%. Yes, it is fun to have these conversations and kind of get a feel for really what's going on. Some psychic, some newsworthy, some just personal opinions.
Yeah,
I love this. This is fun.
Yeah, it's really
exactly.
Thank you so much for having us. It's great. It's just great. I really enjoyed myself.
Good. You are more than welcome. And don't forget, everyone, like, share, and subscribe. You can go down into the description of the video and you're going to find Colleen and Cleo's information on there. But for those of you who were asking, here you go. I'm posting it in the chat. So just make sure you copy, paste, and all that. Go over to the channels, give them a like, share, and subscribe. Especially leave a comment after the show is over. That really helps. Even if your comment is a thumbs up emoji, it helps. Okay. So
I think we're all streaming this, right? Colleen, you're streaming it.
Yeah.
And also.
Yes.
Yeah. So just make sure, spread the love around, subscribe, share to all the channels. We really appreciate it. And thank you very much for being here with me. And thank you guys for spending part of your evening with me. I really appreciate that. So until I think we're going to do this again 2 weeks' time. Are we on?
Oh, I don't know. Whatever we decided on. I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, let's see. Or maybe it's later. Maybe it's later on. Anyway, we'll get back to you. Just check our community tabs. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, everyone. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.